You know that excitement when you first join MBBS. You open YouTube, you Google the best book for first year MBBS, and you end up buying each and every book that ever existed. Yeah, that was me. Hey guys, my name is Manisha and I am a third year MBBS student at LMC Nepal. And if you are like me confused which books to prefer, this video is for you. Before moving further, let me first clear the difference between the Nepali curriculum and the Indian curriculum. So here we don't study the subjects separately, like anatomy, biochemistry and physiology. We don't study them separately. Confused? Let me clear. Here the curriculum is like we have to study the subjects system wise. For example, if we are studying cardiovascular system, we'll have to study the anatomy, biochemistry, physiology, microbiology, pharmacology and pathology. All these six subjects we have to study for the same system. Like for the same system you have to study all the six subjects. Now moving on to the next segment of the video, which book should we prefer? So first of all, starting with the anatomy, first is this small book, Handbook of BDC. This book is very important. Mostly students neglect this book and jump to the first part. But I prefer you first study this book and then jump to this part because this will help you understand the anatomy more effectively. Now the second book which I preferred, BDC. I have these 4 sets of BDC. Upper limb, thorax, lower limb and head and neck and neuroanatomy. If you want, you can take neuroanatomy of Vishram Singh and also the head and neck part from Vishram Singh. Most of my friends use Vishram Singh, but I personally use these books, so I prefer you study these books only. Now moving on to the next subject, which is physiology. So for physiology, I prefer this book, which is Guyton and Hall, and this is a very good book, standard book for all the medical students. But the language in this book is very complicated. So if you don't want to make your learning complex, you can switch to AK Jan, which is also a very good book with simple language and good diagram and flowcharts. Now moving on to the third subject, which is biochemistry, and for biochemistry I preferred this book by U Satyanarayan, and this is the all-rounder book. Now moving on to the next 3 subjects, which is pharmacology, micro and pathology. So for microbiology, I have this book by Apoorba Sastry, and this is the 4th edition book I have. But the first edition book is also very good. If you have that, you can use that book also. And this book contains almost everything you need to write on your exam to score good. So I think this book is enough for the microbiology part. Now moving on to the next subject, which is pharmacology. So for pharmacology, I use this book by Shanbhag. And why I prefer this book beside the Kiddy Tripathi, which is a very gold standard book, because this book is very crisp and precise. The content is very short, unlike the KD Tripathi, which is a very lengthy book. And during exams, you don't have that much time to go through that book. So I think this book is very good from exam point of view, and that's why I prefer this book. Now moving on to the last subject, which is pathology. And for pathology, I have this 2 books, the part 1 and part 2 by Robbins. And I think Robbins are the ultimate book for pathology, because if you find any other book in the market, every book take references from the Robbins only. So why not study from the main gold standard book? And second most beautiful advantage of using this book is this book have a very beautiful diagram. So if you have to draw histology, you can refer to this book, and also the points which you have to write in the histology or the pathogenesis, they are directly taken from this standard book. But there is also one disadvantage with this book, that this book has a very complex language, so you may find it difficult to understand, and it is okay if you want to shift from this book to any other book, because what's the point of reading this book if you are not understanding the concept? So that was it for the video. If you have found this video even a little helpful, then do show your love by liking this video and subscribing to the channel. And do share with your friends who are planning to join MBBS in Nepal. Thank you.